Welcome to Spoken Library, where we decode the blueprints of human behavior and emotional connection. Today, we are exploring the critical science that governs our love lives with Amir Levine and Rachel Heller's groundbreaking work, Attached. The authors introduce us to the reality that our need for an intimate connection is not a weakness, but a biological imperative, a fundamental survival mechanism, just like the need for food or shelter. The way we connect in adulthood is rooted in attachment theory, originally focused on parent-child bonds, but powerfully applied here to romantic partners. The book's core insight is that successful relationships are not built on luck or chemistry, but on finding a partner whose attachment style complements, or ideally, matches your own need for security. You must first understand your style to find and sustain a truly secure connection. Our summary will focus on three key areas: the three attachment styles, the anxious avoidant trap, and the path to security. Let us begin by identifying the three primary ways we approach intimacy. The authors define three major adult attachment styles, each dictating how a person responds to closeness and emotional intimacy. 1. The secure style, the foundation. Characteristics: secure individuals are comfortable with intimacy and are typically warm and loving. They are effective communicators, comfortable expressing needs, and handle conflict easily. They do not fear commitment and do not panic when their partner needs space. Relationship role: approximately 50% of the population are secure. They often serve as the stability factor in relationships, providing an anchor for partners of other styles. They regulate their emotions internally and offer reliable support externally. 2. The anxious style, the preoccupied. Characteristics: anxious individuals crave intimacy and closeness, but worry constantly about their partner's ability to love them back. They often experience intense emotional swings and are hypersensitive to perceived distance. Behavior: they use protest behavior when they feel threatened, such as calling repeatedly, withdrawing abruptly, or acting passive-aggressive. Their inner world is focused on the relationship, often to the detriment of other life areas. 3. The avoidant style, the distant. Characteristics: avoidant individuals equate intimacy with a loss of independence. They seek less closeness and tend to suppress their feelings. They are skilled at pushing others away when the relationship gets too serious. Behavior: they use deactivating strategies to create space, obsessing over minor flaws in their partner, refusing to commit, or suddenly pulling away after a period of closeness. They rely heavily on independence to feel safe. The takeaway: your attachment style is not a personality flaw. It is a predictable strategy developed to regulate emotional connection, and it determines 80% of your relationship behavior. Levine and Heller argue that the most common source of relationship misery is the pairing of an anxious individual with an avoidant individual, the anxious avoidant trap. The 4 mismatch dynamic. This pairing is highly prevalent, not because it's healthy, but because the two styles recognize and trigger each other's deepest fears. The anxious person's greatest fear is abandonment, which the avoidant person constantly triggers by seeking distance. The avoidant person's greatest fear is engulfment, or loss of self, which the anxious person constantly triggers by seeking intense closeness. This creates a self-perpetuating cycle. The anxious partner seeks closeness, protest behavior, which causes the avoidant partner to pull away, deactivating strategies, which makes the anxious partner panic and cling tighter, restarting the painful loop. Number 5, deactivating strategies. The book highlights the specific, often subtle ways avoidant partners create distance, known as deactivating strategies. Saying, "I'm not ready for commitment." Maintaining a mental focus on an idealized partner who doesn't exist. Flirting with others to keep their primary partner insecure. Focusing on minor flaws of the partner, as in, they chew too loud. The takeaway: If you find yourself chronically unhappy in relationships that oscillate between intense closeness and sudden distance, you are likely caught in the anxious avoidant cycle. The solution is not trying to fix the partner, but to change the dynamic or seek a secure relationship. The goal of the book is not to label yourself, but to use this knowledge to upgrade your relationships, either by finding a secure partner or by cultivating a secure attachment within yourself. Number 6, effective communication. Expressing needs. The key to overcoming the anxious avoidant trap is effective communication, which is the hallmark of the secure style. You must express your needs calmly, respectfully, and directly rather than through protest behavior or suppression. For the anxious, learn to communicate needs calmly, without accusations, and recognize when you are engaging in protest behavior. For the avoidant, learn to acknowledge your partner's needs for closeness without feeling immediately threatened, and communicate your need for space clearly, setting boundaries rather than just disappearing. Number 7, the secure advantage. The authors emphasize the power of choosing a secure partner. Secure individuals are not only happier themselves, but can buffer the negative behaviors of anxious or avoidant partners, often transforming them into more secure versions of themselves over time. This is known as the earned secure transformation. The rule: when dating, focus on availability, consistency, and reliability, the traits of a secure partner, rather than emotional intensity or drama, which often masked the anxious avoidant dynamic. Attached teaches us that love is fundamentally about availability and responsive support. By understanding our attachment style, we gain the power to break free from self-sabotaging patterns and choose partners who meet our need for security, allowing us to thrive. The ultimate goal is to become an earned, secure individual. Here is your immediate, actionable step from Spoken Library today. Identify your core need. Identify one recent point of conflict in a relationship. Ask yourself, was I reacting from a place of fear of abandonment, anxious, or a fear of engulfment, avoidant? Once you identify the fear, practice the secure communication method. State your need calmly and directly without using protest or deactivating strategies. Thank you for tuning in to Spoken Library. If this summary inspired you to decode your relationships, please hit that subscribe button and share this episode. Until next time, attach securely.